Street Fighter and Wheaties, you may as well go ahead and just sign me up. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I have for you boys and girls today is one of the most requested album reviews that I've had this year. I'm going to review Nick Grant's 88 Mixtape. And speaking of album reviews that have been requested a lot, I am going to review that Sylvan album that just came out recently, so I'm doing my best to come through with all of those requests, although obviously I can't keep up on all of them because I get tons of requests in my email, through Twitter, Facebook, just all over the damn place, so bear with me and I'm going to do my best. Now, as for this one right here, this is actually the first time that I've ever heard a Nick Grant project, and I thought it was pretty dope. This kid comes from out of South Carolina, and you get that southern feel right from the start, because on the song Something to Say, it all begins with Andre 3000's classic The South Has Something to Say speech, so that kind of sets the tone of the album, since Nick Grant does come from the South, and from there this song gets into some nice boom bap production, and Nick Grant shows off some of his clever lyricism, like when he says that he's off the hook, but not Kareem's arm, in reference obviously to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's famous Skyhook. But one line that I really liked was on the song Trouble, where he said that the tension in his city is thicker than Jill Scott, which is pretty damn thick, especially if you saw some of those pictures that kind of leaked around the internet. Not saying I saw them, but you might have saw them. Maybe. But one thing I noticed right away on this album is that there are a couple of moments in the production that are very familiar. The song I Want the World reworks Outkast's song Miss Jackson, but it actually does it quite well, as Nick spits that if you keep fucking with him, shit'll get ugly, like Patrick Ewing. And then with the song Black Sinatra, we hear that same grimy guitar sample from Jadakiss's song Show Discipline, which actually featured Nas, and if you ask me, I think Nick Grant sounds a little bit like Nas on this track, just the way that he's flowing, and obviously that's not a bad thing, because Nas is one of the greats. And since I brought up how Nas was featured on that Jadakiss song, I gotta bring up some of the features on this album. And the main two to talk about are Big Crit and Killer Mike on the Royalty remix. I think this song is very dope overall, has some nice singing vocals on the hook, but if you ask me, Killer Mike absolutely stole the show on this one, because he comes through in his verse with some knowledgeable bars. He's just kind of dropping some wisdom as he spits about African culture and history. So I like what was going on in this track, and there's some good content on there. And Nick Grant brings some other good content on this album as well, or on this mixtape, I should say. The song Gold Chains deals with society's obsession with materialism and how sometimes that can enslave us and just get us on the wrong track. And then on the song Window Seat, he tells the tale of this girl who made it despite all odds. So he does a little bit of storytelling on that second verse, and I thought it sounded pretty dope. He did a great job with that. But one of the lines on Window Seat that I really liked was when he said that he's not conscious and he's not gangster, he's just real and keeping it honest. Those weren't his exact words, but that's basically what he said, and I really appreciate that because he's basically telling you that he's just putting himself into his music. He's not trying to sell you one thing one way or the other, he's just being real. And I really respect that from any artist, especially a young, up-and-coming MC. And overall, I think this is a very dope mixtape. Nick Grant definitely has all the tools to be a great artist. There are some nice beats on here, as well as some clever lyricism, which I touched on a couple of times, but you're going to find even more examples when you listen through. But I do think he needs to find a way to make his sound stick out just a little bit more. Because on some of these songs, I really get some Drake / J. Cole / Logic vibes. And I'm not saying that he sounds exactly like them, because he definitely doesn't, but I'm just talking about some of the production choices and some of the R&B singing on the hooks. I'm talking about songs like Contradiction, The Plan, Just in Case, and Class Act. So I'm not saying these songs are bad. I actually think some of these are pretty nice and wavy, but hopefully when it comes time for his next mixtape or maybe his album, whatever he comes with next, he comes with a sound that is a little bit more original and unique. Just something to make him pop out a little more, but that's just my opinion, man. And I want to know what you guys think, so make sure you hit me up in the comment section and do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man, where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time.